House of Asher. What is the point of this? What is the point of House of Asher to take yet another IP to wreck the IP just like every other IP before it?
When we all saw that Spartacus was continuing with House of Asher, and we saw that this was
Spartacus,
the
right?
direction in which they were going with it, everyone collectively was wondering why. What is the purpose? They saw a show with a bunch of slaves that were being mistreated and forced to go in front of all these people for people's entertainment, and decided that the thing that's missing out of such a show where slaves are predominantly the featured cast is a black woman. Can't
It must be rage bait, right? Like are you trying to get people upset? Like, and like I say, Spartacus was amazing. I watched that show more than once because it was that good. And there's few shows I've given the honor of doing that with my time. Star Trek, TNG being among them. But yeah,
have freaking slaves without showcasing a black person at the forefront of it. And Animaeus does not count because he was a legend. He wasn't broken enough for Hollywood, so we gotta have someone else and break them. We gotta have a black woman because, you know, we can't have it's incomplete if we
and of course let's make it a woman because that's realistic. We like if you have your feet planted firmly in reality, you know that women cannot compete against men, and especially in martial arts like this. This is brutal. There's no way, dude. This guy would wreck that woman. Not even a question.
just have the black guy being a slave. Especially releasing the show now, I feel is very tone deaf. And not for nothing, but this woman is trying her best. I don't know why they did her like this because the star of the show is actually a pretty woman and they made her look funky in the show. The wig that they used on her is not a flattering style in the least and it's actually so distracting. And she's unseasoned but yet can hold her own against men who are way more experienced than her, even though they're the lowest of the lowest common denominator of gladiators. And I love how they did the bait and switch with the pretty Scandinavian white guy thinking, oh, he's gonna be the leader. We already know he wasn't gonna be because of the trailers. So they could cut him down using three dwarves. I don't know, like apparently you can't use the M word now. That's a slur. So
It's a sad and stupid trope that needs to die. The fact that you can look like, oh, this is a woke show. Oh, look, it's a white guy. He's probably either an idiot or someone who's a bad guy or someone who's gonna get or like a hero like character who's gonna get cut down before he does anything of use. Like, okay, great, wonderful. Thanks Hollywood.
yeah, they're not little people. Little people sounds derogatory too. Half men, dwarves, whatever. And call me crazy, but the spice and the sexiness that came with the first shows like Blood and Sand and the regular main show just isn't here. Everyone's wearing these weird looking prosthetics. At least in the first Spartacus show, you know, the schlongs look real. Some of them were prosthetics, some of them were fluffed up, some of them were clearly real. Everyone here is wearing these gigantor dinosaur apatosaurus neck length dicks, and they're all super sized but all drooping to the ground and don't have the physics to move or swing when they walk. It looks disgustingly stupid. It's kind of an insult. It's like they didn't even try. Yeah, you still see tits here and there, sprinkled in just so people cannot complain. And they can be like, there you go. You can't complain that it's not like Spartacus because you want your tits. But there's so much soul missing from it. And the other thing that's missing from it is freaking purpose. Now, I'm glad that the dwarves have jobs. Like,
Whatever way is more politically correct because it changes every so often. We're not midgets. We're dwarves. We're not little people. We're midgets. Like, okay, all right, pick one and we can move forward, or don't and just stop being offended.
this show is doing a better job at least employing dwarves than freaking Disney does. Then he gets sliced really badly and dies a horrible death. Tricked ya, that's not gonna be the leader. You thought you had a main character. Nope, we already had that. That time's gone and past now. I don't know, the show just comes off as a money grab. There's literally no reason
Because that's what it is, and a very bad one too. That's why it's gonna fail. It's the writing's on the wall. Like, it's obvious.
for it to exist except for as a fan fiction. And the funny thing is it actually plays out like that because Lucretia basically tells Asher, look, you're dead now, and would you like to know what your life would have been like if you were given a second chance? And then he wakes up, and it turns out he's the one who actually threw the spear that killed Spartacus. They also recast Julius Caesar. The actor probably didn't want to come back after his butthole got mauled in the show. So then Crassus is like, oh, I'm gonna give you the ludus of your ex-Dominus Batiatus. And that's how Asher becomes the Dominus. So this is like an alternative reality of what would have happened. Why are we wasting money on this? Who's wasting money? I'm not spending anything. And Asher, for all his cunning, having embodied the personality of Batiatus, makes foolish mistakes. At least they're trying to keep the aesthetics of Spartacus, but it's just soulless. And with him having made a bad move that killed off his most prized gladiator, he now has to find something exotic, and that's where the black chick comes in.
I want to say, not exotic, but out of place. You do not belong there. This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness, man. Oh, sorry.
Are we actually serious right now? 3 big armored men, and she's able to whittle her way around them. Now, if she's using their weight as momentum, and she's like super ninja fast, then I could understand. How is it that everyone's armpits are perfectly shaved living in conditions like this? That is awesome, unless she doesn't grow hair there, but I doubt that. So then what's his face is like, yes, I have an exotic thing. We're gonna do something different because people have never seen this before. We need to do something different than anybody else. And the one thing we haven't done is put a woman on the sands. And he tells her, after letting her live and not punishing her at all for almost killing him, that she can earn her freedom through becoming a gladiator for him, and she just believes it. And of course, we're gonna have the guys talking down to her because she's a woman. How dare she be here? She has all this confidence, like she's not even worried. I mean, maybe she comes from, I was gonna say a planet. Maybe she comes from a world where they're all warriors, but then we don't see her really using a sword. She just magically knows how to use one very well. And this woman, of course, you gotta have some
The what's that called? The term, the Mary Sue. Yeah, just oh yeah. I never held a sword in my life before, but oh, apparently I'm really great at it. What do you know? As though that's freaking based in reality. What? Who among you? Anybody in the comments? Just go ahead. Tell me. Have you ever picked up anything like a skill that you didn't know before, and you just instantly a master at it? No one. No one. And if you say that you did, you're lying to me. If you were in my chat in my Kick stream. By the way, I stream on Kick. Subscribe. Uh, yeah. I would ban you. I would ban you. So don't lie.
Buddy who's super racist. Now, to be fair, the original Spartacus did have a lot of racism as well towards other races of people, but
It's Adza for Nox VT. That's my handle, by the way. Yeah. Stream on Kick. I'm gonna be on Twitter, YouTube, and Rumble. Yeah.
it was easier to accept that as an escape because we're not now in a climate where everything is being claimed as racism. And I found it very interesting that they placed a black woman in a role of a slave yet again when there are a million other ethnicities to choose from. Okay, maybe not million, but you know what I mean. Like, nobody else gets a chance. Like, it has to always be that. That's the weirdest thing about it. Couldn't be an Asian chick, couldn't be a Hispanic, couldn't be a Latina, couldn't be anybody else. Nope. Nope. Had to be black. Hollywood people are like, you know what? We need a black woman to be a freaking slave. We haven't seen that yet. In a million freaking other shows and movies done to death already. Because why not? We gotta always have
Like I said, surface level thinking is all these people are capable of.
them being oppressed somehow. You know what I mean? Can't think that you got away with this one. Can't have y'all thinking that you're gonna be in roles where you're not slaves or oppressed in some way, shape, or form.
Subscribe for my base takes.
But then it becomes insulting because she begins to, even though she doesn't have as much experience as these guys probably, and she can't fight with a shield, to hold her own against dudes that are way more experienced for general men. And she keeps telling the Alteori that I don't have a shield, so it's stopping me from fighting. So she tells him it's stopping her from fighting, and she's like, please, just let me fight the way I fight, and that's not allowed. I don't know why they always instruct her face to be perpetually angry. She has such a beautiful face when she smiles or when she's not freaking snarling. I don't know. I just feel like they did her so dirty in this. She looks like 20 years older than what she is.
Alteori.
You will do as commanded!
What? Wait, hold on. What was that? What am I seeing? A white guy who's a bad guy? No way! What a shock!
Commander!
Really? Then the Totoro's all like, oh my god, she dodged it. She totally didn't read my trajectory that I was about to whip her and move out of the way, which means she probably got whipped a lot where she came from, like every other person here, but somehow she's special. So Dominus is like, stand and take your punishment. But she's shitting bricks, and Totoro feels bad seeing how, I don't know, maybe he doesn't want to whip a woman, but I can guarantee you the show is going to make it about her just being black for some reason. Because they cannot help themselves. And here's the other thing. You guys don't believe me. Some of you are starting to see where I'm coming from because I know there were a lot of people saying I was talking bullshit about what Hollywood and cinema does when it comes to black people and gingers, which I find very funny because someone told me to rearrange the letters in the word ginger. That's why Hollywood hates redheads. And I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Well, black people have taken a lot of ginger characters. Superman's best friend is now
Oh my
black.
god!
Get your man.
Oh.
Get your man. Get your man.
The Little Mermaid is now black. Starfire is a ginger. Not anymore.
We did take Star. Damn it, you right.
As far as DC is concerned, he is right. We know the formula, DC.
Tell me in the comments which one do you prefer, Starfire or what was the gray skin one? I forget her name. I'm sorry. Yeah, I need more sleep. I forget. What's her name? Either way, Starfire or her. Which one would you choose? Because my opinion, I always like Starfire more. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that little debate.
You see what
Wally West also.
you got that right. He's right. What the is that? That woman, technically. She's redheaded in the comics. What kind of That's a hell of an observation.
This is like that thing where like a bunch of black superheroes have electric powers. Like,
Yeah.
there's no reason for it. But it just happens.
Redheads are being converted to black people. in
Well, redheads
movies
are black people and white people.
But there's like any character in movies or television that was redhead.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting rid of them and making
And of course, it's okay when it's in that direction for these people. But God forbid if it were to be done the other way. It's so blah, blah, blah. They'd whinge and whine and complain. Oh my God, you're whitewashing. You're whitewashing. Shut up. Oh my God.
them black.
Little Mermaid, Annie, the chick from DC. Remember the black girl that had the orange hair and she had powers, but in the cartoon she was a white girl with orange hair. So they made her black. Starfire. They made Starfire black. And
They said in April.
Trying to marginalise people with red hair. Disney. Just look at this photo here. These are all of the Disney-owned redheads that have been replaced in live-action remake.
But anyway, clock it. She's gonna be non-straight. I guarantee, okay, I can't guarantee that, but she's a dark-skinned woman that is thrown into a leader position or a main character position in modern Hollywood amongst the aggressive men, because Hollywood thinks that's where she belongs, and she's a dark-skinned woman. What do you think her orientation's gonna be? And don't give me the, oh, well, it's Spartacus and blah, blah, blah. No. With the pattern that they have been displaying as of late, do you believe that they're gonna put her as a straight woman? I'm gonna laugh my ass off if she's like, yeah, I'm not into men or I'm into women, because they always do that with dark-skinned women. They always, it's not even just dark-skinned women, it's just black women in general. In Hollywood, they always do that. It's like a thing now. So I would be freaking laughing my ass off if they follow that pattern. Because you can't have it. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that I'm not. And so far, I can't find anything on it otherwise. I mean, people are already talking about Wicked, and there are already being rumors about the potential love relationship between Elphaba and Galinda being more than just friends. And of course,
I mean, I'm not sure she's gonna. Since she's bringing this up, I don't know if she's gonna talk about it in the video, but you've seen how they act with each other in those interviews, right? It is weird AF. Oh my goodness.
Elphaba is played by a dark-skinned black woman who, yes, is gay in real life, but still, I digress. Just saying I noticed a pattern. But anyways, aside from Hollywood's inability to be able to help themselves when it comes to keeping people's mentality under a constant state of perceived oppression, the show feels soulless and hollow. There is no purpose to it, aside from just wanting to retell a tale that's already been told, and then making a fan fiction out of what was otherwise an excellent show from start to finish. Even though it ended sadly, it still ended majestically. I don't know what it is. I mean, this is something that was real. Spartacus was a real person. And I think that the audience in general, doesn't matter what color they are, is tired of them having these rewrites of history for the sake of entertainment and being like, now what if it was chocolate flavored? There really was no need for this because Spartacus already had a ton of diversity. We had gay, we had straight, we had black, we had white, we had brown, we had everything in between. And the one thing I liked about it was something with some place where you could understand and see the brotherhood. And it's just so annoying when you have a franchise that is mostly comprised of men and they just literally have to always throw a woman in it. Too many men gotta throw a woman in it to make it better. Gotta pull it out from its coffin to.
It's just too much toxic masculinity. Oh my god, we need some estrogen stat! Bring the estrogen now!
Rewrite an alternative version where a woman is in it, or the lead character that's inspiring looks completely different than the one that we had. Again, they could have made a story set aside from the Spartacus universe, so it had nothing to do with that. But they were trying to cash grab and get people to come back in by dangling Asher over their heads when he wasn't even that good enough of a character to warrant him being a main character now. Great actor, and like I said, this character, she's not doing horribly. I mean, her acting could use work, but she's trying her best. So why do we need to see this? What is the purpose? Are they gonna progress the story? Just we need to see.
Look at this, like, dollar store Terry Crews, dude. This guy right here. I don't know, bro. I just, I don't know. He looks like Terry Crews. I'm just saying.
This. What is the purpose? Are they gonna progress the story to see what happens after Spartacus fell and the dominoes that were placed alongside each other to indicate how Rome steadily started to decline? No, instead we get a what if. Well, what if Asher never died? What if he got the life he dreamt of only for it to be snatched away in the end anyway and waste everyone's damn time? That's what we're doing now. And as much as I like the actor, I feel like this was a waste. This is a waste of freaking time. It's aesthetically like Spartacus, but that's where it basically stops. There's no prequel to show the Thracians and how they ended up.
So, in a word, it's garbage. Avoid, ignore, do not. If this is something that comes out and is free to watch, don't do it, because like I said before, like voting with your wallet. But if it's like content that's gonna come out on Netflix or whatever, and it's free to watch, you being seen in the analytics as watching it or liking it is gonna be seen as support. And it would therefore being seen as voting with your wallet in a sense. Just don't do it. Don't give them the time. You gotta let them know. Do better, or get no attention. Stand up for good entertainment.
Or the life that everybody else had to deal with, because there's still free people out there that Spartacus ended up helping. They're out there in the mountains somewhere. They're all free. What are the challenges of their life after that? With Rome still on their heel. Why is that a story they could not have told? Because they probably would have messed that up too. So they went safe with it, which is probably better for the franchise, honestly, mercifully, and decided to do a what if scenario that nobody really wants to watch.
This is for stars and the people working on House of Asher. Why is everything 10 inches or more? Why does everyone look like they came from the box underneath my bed? Is it in the actor's contract that they need to be portrayed in a big light in order for them to actually do the scenes? I get the social pressure is huge, but Spartacus had no issue in season 1 and 2. And then the CGI is just over the fucking top. That scene in episode 2 was just like, seriously? I know Spartacus has always been ridiculous, but this is just over the fucking top.
Alteori, good video from her. Her voice is, not exactly pleasing to the ears, But that being said, I mean, I still like her. She's got good insight, good takes. Um, and I but since I brought up her voice, I wonder how you all think about my voice. I'm curious to know what you guys think. Please tell me what you think down in the comments. Leave a like, subscribe. Uh, once again, that's gonna be yeah. X, YouTube, and Rumble. At Zephyr VT. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.